Hey, Jen here. Hope you're having a good one. So, I want to talk to you a little bit today about the idea of a scarcity mindset versus an abundance mindset. And this has been on my mind lately for a lot of different reasons. But one was most recently, I was having a conversation with somebody, and we're going to be working on a project together. And it's a very collaborative thing with a lot of different people. And it's really asking some of them to step out of their comfort zone and to collaborate with people that they wouldn't maybe normally collaborate with, people that are in the same industry as them, they're doing the same things that they do every day. And for some people, that can really be a threatening thing because if you open up to this, you might share a secret that the other person doesn't have, or you might lose a client because they get this client. There's so many reasons that people are afraid to collaborate. And when I was talking to him about it, I asked him, I'm like, hey, how do you feel about this? Like, what's your thoughts on this? And he looked at me and he said, Jen, he's like, I've always come from a place of an abundance mindset. He's like, as far as I'm concerned, there is enough out there for all of us. There is no reason for me to be worried about whether or not this is going to affect what I'm doing because I know that there's enough for all of us. The people that are going to have a problem with this and the people that are going to have a concern with this are people that are coming from a scarcity mindset. And he was so right. And it was, he just said it so nonchalantly. And I was like, you know what? He's totally right. And I guess I don't really think about it because I always have come from a place of an abundance mindset. And I've been very lucky that I've had that perspective in life. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the difference between the two. So a scarcity mindset is when you're coming from a place of fear and you're coming from a place of, if somebody else gets some, I'm not going to have enough. And when you go through life from that perspective, it really squelches your ability to grow because you're holding on so tight to what you have, then you're so afraid to lose what you have that you aren't able to open up and see opportunities to be able to grow from a place of abundance. And really, and I've said this before, like attracts like, right? So if you are coming at things from an abundance mindset where you know that there's enough for everybody, you're so excited to share, you want to be a part of this, what do you think is going to happen? That is going to be brought back to you tenfold. So that is one of the most important things, I think, when it comes to an abundance and a scarcity mindset. I think another really cool example of abundance versus scarcity and how it can affect you is when you're applying for a job. So when you're applying for a job and you really, really, really want this job so bad, right? And you go into this interview and you prepare for it and you do everything. But what happens? You get super nervous and you totally screw up and you're not your true self and you don't end up getting the job. As opposed to when you know in your heart of hearts and you have the confidence that you are the right one for this job and you have so many gifts that you're going to bring to the table that you're going to be able to share with this new position, and you go into the interview from a place of confidence and a place of abundance, that's what comes across and that's what the employer sees and that's who they want to hire. So that's another really cool example. And I will say that I have not applied for a job in over 20 years. And a lot of that comes down to the fact that I live my life from this place of abundance where if I see an opportunity or if I see someone that needs something that I can help with, I don't think about what's in it for me. I don't think about if I'm going to get the next promotion or if I'm going to get more money or whatever. I do it because I want to help them and I want to give and make their life better. So that has benefited me in every single step of my life. And I just want you to be able to have that too. And I actually wrote down some notes, so I want to make sure that I cover everything here. I think that another thing that's another good example of this is, when you think about people, when you think about not having money, you think about how, well, Jen, if I don't have any money, how am I supposed to live in this abundance mindset if I don't have anything, right? Well, the first thing you can do is pause, take a step back, and look at everything that you do have. Because you have so much in your life that you can be grateful for and that you have an abundance of, that if you can focus on that, you're going to attract more abundance. As opposed to if you're worried about, I only have $5, can't spend this $5, I'm not going to help anybody, I'm not going to give it away, I'm going to keep it forever. Well, first of all, you're never going to grow and you're never going to be able to invest in yourself if you do that. Second of all, you are going to continue to attract that same fear. So that is why it's so important. So, and the other thing to think about is there's a lot of people that don't have all the money in the world and they're still super happy, right? There's also a lot of millionaires out there that are miserable. And the reason that they're so miserable is because they're afraid of losing what they have, So there's a way to approach life where you can be grateful for what you have and you can be excited about what you have, and all it's going to do is attract more of that. So that's a little bit about the abundance mindset. So I have 3 things that you can do to shift your brain a little bit, because I tell you what, like if you want true happiness now, start adopting an abundance mindset and you will have it. Okay? So just that, if that's the only thing you do, I promise you it's going to just change so much of your life. But 3 things you can do right now to do that is to appreciate what you have and to appreciate other people around you. And tell them and actually go out and verbalize this appreciation every day. Just think about somebody in your life, or just an instance. I mean, it can be the person that's giving you change at the grocery store. I don't care. But, tell them how much you appreciate them. And I promise you that is just going to make you feel so much better, and more of that's going to come to you. So that's number 1, is to appreciate. Second one is to look for opportunities. And this comes when you're focused from an abundance mindset. The more you can focus from an abundance mindset, the more opportunities you're going to find and the more you're going to be able to grow in your life. So be open to those opportunities, and when they come, act on them. So that's number 2. And number 3 is remember that there is more than enough. So think of it like the air. Like if you were worried about whether or not you had enough air to breathe, how would you go through life, right? So why do we do that with everything else? Think about everything in life is going to come to you just like the air that you have is going to come to you. And trust in that and believe that. And I promise you, once you can practice this more and once you actually can start to understand it and really, really live it, it's going to happen. And so that's my tips for you on living an abundance mindset. And hopefully this will help you if you are kind of stuck in that scarcity mindset, because it happens to all of us. But the moment I find myself doing it, that's when I start doing those 3 things. I appreciate, I look for the opportunity, and I remind myself that there is more than enough. So let me know what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Have a good one.